The college basketball experience preview and picks episode for Wednesday, November 20th on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Sign up with the promo code TCE SGPN to get a 50% deposit bonus up to $1,000. We're also brought to you by Rebet. Rebet is a new social sports book available in 45 different states. Download the Rebet app and use the code SGPN for 100% deposit match up to $100. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. Start crushing college football and college basketball with Rhythm. Get your free 7-day trial period today by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That's RITHMM. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. And remember, as always, folks, to let it ride.
What's up, everybody? This is Cameron Krog from Loyola Chicago Ramblers, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride. Shout out to the Broad Stop. Thank you, guys.
Yes! Yes! Welcome to the college basketball experience preview and picks episode for Wednesday, November 20th. Glad to be here and glad to talk about a horseshit performance by me today. I had some of the worst plays of the season.
Honestly, Colby, all around. I think all three of us were in the negative today.
Yeah, I feel like I had like a week or 8 days of winning nights, and it all came crashing down today, just like my car did. No slides today. I had a car situation.
Thankfully, no car.
No. What do you mean? Thankfully, I want a car crash. I want to drive I want to drive a car off a damn cliff right now. What?
Just
you didn't like the fucking Dukes of Hazzard? All right, you know what I mean?
They did so.
Gone in 60 seconds, where he's on the San Pedro Bridge, he's just flying over that thing for like 10 minutes. Angelina Jolie looking all methed out, sitting next to him. Right? All right, hold on. Let me do my Nick Cage. Let's go. How you guys doing, Mac? You guys good? You guys doing all right?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I mean, I had a losing night. I did chase the dragon a little bit with Marquette and Santa Clara, so I was able to get close to break it even. But I was in the red tonight. I got a couple bullshit plays. I think my system's broken. I think the HBCUs have the Big 12 figured out. They fucked us up tonight. They covered easy. Valley State broke me.
Did you catch any of that show last night, Colby? By chance?
No, I did not. And I apologize.
I bet Mississippi Valley State.
Yes,
I did it like logically, like stood up to Mac. He's like, "Are you dumb or something? Like, are you sure you're thinking correctly right now? You're actually betting Mississippi Valley State. They're at Buffalo Wild Wings. They're out there getting drunk." I hit on a Mississippi Valley Delta Devils bet, and I still had a losing night. That's how we're rolling. But good takes, bad takes, they all come.
I love that Mississippi Valley State. Shout out to their social team. They're just fantastic, folks.
They took an absolute shit over Coleman Hawkins tonight. I don't know if you saw it. I retweeted it. It was great.
No, dude, I barely was able to get to the college football show in time. That's why this show's running late. Some people will get into the college football chat. What the fuck's going on, Dundee? You doing? It's going to be like this until, we have this 12-team playoff that's going to make it incredibly challenging. But there'll be less games, so that we'll get to the show faster because we're not going to break down 80 games soon. But youtube.com/the college experience, hit that like and subscribe button. I also know I need to get a sweatshirt out to the scattered ass champ. You got to give me another day on that. Tomorrow night, I hope to figure out, I have a feeling I know who it is, but I just got to cipher through and make sure the scattered ass champ is correct. Before I just crown you, you want to crown him. All right. To quote the great Dennis Green, may he rest in peace. If you're wondering who the hell you're listening to, my name is Colby Swing Database Dad, aka Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
And you're nothing but a chameleon, lemon-headed, coward, terrorist pussy. And I'm after you, buddy. You're going to pay for it. Good night.
Hey, Curtis, there's so many bad picks provided on here. Yeah, but you're fucking watching. All right. And by the way, I did have, I think, 8 winning nights in a row before tonight, which was a losing night. So your statement is accurate for tonight. But why watch then, you fucking idiot? All right. You can watch anything else, but you still subscribe. So we won. All right. We lost a lot of games, but we won when you commented. All right. We won. Anyway, I am joined by my co-host. He is the host of the Big 12 College Experience and the Ryan and Rush Show. Give it up for former video coordinator for Hall of Fame Coach Bob Huggins and Frank Martin, Ryan McIntyre, a.k.a. Moneyline Mac. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, man. I know the show is starting to do better and better because the ignorance in some of the comment section is increasing by the day, which I appreciate and I encourage. Shout out to you guys. Make sure you're subscribed. That's all we ask. You can be ignorant as you want over here. Nobody judges you. Cheers.
Mac tonight. Come on, make it Mac tonight.
Yeah, I might judge you a little bit. I just called the guy an asshole. But anyway.
I mean, that's just shit talking. Yeah. I mean, that's required in this show.
I'll buy if I meet up, I'll buy you a beer and tell you you're an asshole again. But I'll still, in good fun. All right. We're also joined by third man in the booth, the host of the College Baseball Experience and the man on the boards on the College Football, College Basketball Experience. Give it up for the LeBaron driving. Vitamin C having. Noah Bieniek, how are you doing, brother?
Yeah, there's a reason why 151 and 131, 211 and 206, 226 and 199. 37 and 37. That's my lock record. That's holding us back on 3 above 500 records. But picking every game, I'm above 500. So yeah, find a show that's doing that with a consistent 3-man cast that's going every single day. That's very, very tough in this world. Picking nobody Tech versus nobody State. Not many people are doing that every single night. So
here's how you know you're winning at life. If people are talking shit, that means you're doing good.
Yeah. The hundreds that tune in every single night live, the thousands that listen to the show, 1 or 2 negative comments, they're all worth it. We appreciate it all.
And no, I will not stop drinking.
Glad for it.
Yes. We get paid. Think about this. We get paid to consume cocktails and pick college basketball games.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That guy's selling fucking vacuums door to door. Like I used to. Well, but the difference was I was 17. All right. It's a big difference. I seen some shit at Kirby Vacuum. I saw one time, shout out to my guy, Kenny. I'm not going to go out of your last name, buddy, because I don't want to burn you. But I did see him go off. He went off the reservation, so to speak, as far as like they give you a script you're supposed to say. This is like 25 years ago, whatever. I don't know, 20 some years ago. And he believed in the product we had, the vacuum. He believed in it so much that in trying to sell this guy, and I was in training at the time, he then went off the grid and actually snapped a permanent marker or pen or something in half, threw it on the guy's carpet and says, watch, it's going to pick it right up. And then I watched our vacuum go over that carpet and not pick it up. And then I watched it not pick it up again. And then I realized we were on the verge of potentially getting our ass whooped. And I said, you know what? Maybe I'm going to go home for tonight. I'm in training, sir. I'm in training. But it was one of the more hilarious encounters I've ever seen. And that made me realize that Kirby's vacuums are not so top notch. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about here, but it was very, very funny to see just the nervous energy as he just went off the grid and just snapped it and said, "Okay, look, I'm going to throw this all over your carpet. I'll pick it right up." And then he goes over it, and then the guy's just like, "Dude, what the fuck did you just do to my carpet? I didn't ask for you to do that. Like, what are you doing?" Right? And then just the fact that I believe Kenny had to pay this person, or I don't know how it shook out in the end, but it was very awkward because I thought we might get our ass whooped for a second there. What do we? Who's the Kirby Oh, Wagner. Did they play today? No, they didn't.
Yeah, they did. They won. Yeah, they won at the buzzer.
See, it's been a day, man. It's been a day. I actually started out with a dub. Quinnipiac, the Aqueduct.
You were on the Aqueduct today.
I told you, man. That's probably why my car blew up today. I took Quinnipiac, and the good Lord was getting even with me. Yeah. I mean, 74-63. Navy, we're out on Navy, right?
Yeah, I gave it one more shot. I'm like, man, it's a third straight home game. Now they're a dog. This is the spot. And they were tied at half. They were tied with 10 minutes left, and then they just collapsed. They got too many staples. That's what it just comes down to. They're so unathletic and uninspiring.
Yeah. 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 Shout out to Nichols. Yeah, I mean, look, the story, I was just talking. I guess it was just funny to see a guy almost get his ass whooped. I shouldn't have probably told it. It wasn't that good, but what do you do? You're sitting here. I shit on a guy, said he's selling vacuums. Then I thought about it, and I realized I sold vacuums. So anyway, I don't know. I guess I'm shitting on myself at the end of the day. Bieniek, your thoughts on the midshipman in Quinnipiac?
I mean, I think Max summed it up pretty well. I was on the Bobcats here. Yeah, good cover and nice bet, Colby.
Oh, I didn't bet it. I just picked it. Loyola, Maryland, the Greyhounds got drilled by Boston College. Didn't pick this one correct. Didn't bet it. Did either of you guys lock this one up?
No,
okay.
It was tempting to take Loyola just because it's BC, but BC's been all right. They've been all right. 3-1 so far this year. We like Earl Grant.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Nick likes Earl Grant.
Yeah, he does like Earl Grant.
He does. What? He has a strange connection with it. I don't understand that one. I mean, I don't have anything against him. I wish him the best, but yeah.
Shout out to our guy Huffer.
Cheers. Oh, thank you, Michael. $20. Appreciate that. There you go. All right. See, the karma's coming back. Take that car. All right.
Yeah, that'll get you 2 gallons of gas.
Yeah. Just a small win. After tonight. Now here's the thing is I was occupied, like I said, more than normal. And then I had the football show, but I killed it on Football Action, went 3-0. And I'm like, I'm having a fire day. And then I looked at the basketball scores and some of the ones and I go, no, I'm not. Let me load up my account. Oh, I'm definitely not having fun. I'm definitely having a horrible day. Longwood 66, the golf course, Binghamton 60. This was push for me. You got it at a better number, I see. But talk to me about the logic in betting the golf course and just how the game went.
Longwood's got headed over to MTE, and it was their first road game. The golf course led the game for 33 minutes of the game, and then did what they did. They collapsed because they suck, but they cover nevertheless. So I'll take my win. I'll take a win here.
Hey, tonight you got to milk whatever you can get.
No doubt.
The long.
What's that?
They used the long wood to get out the tee box. It was a okay drive. They shanked the approach shot. They had to take a drop, but they got the up and down, and they ended up winning the game. But the golf cart's covered.
3 putt to make the cut, baby. Let's go.
There you go. I locked up Queens. They got drilled.
Yeah, this one was frustrating because it was like a 4 or 5 point game with 10, 12 minutes to go. Queens had the lead for a little bit in the first half. They struggled to score tonight. They couldn't make a perimeter jump shot to save their life. So shout out to Dustin Kearns, former TCE guest, getting a good win for State here.
Bowling Green, they did cover. No, they did not cover. Depending on where you got that number. Yeah.
I was on Bowling Green last night, so that was a little frustrating.
Yeah. How did that game go? As someone that didn't watch a lot tonight.
Niagara had a 5-point halftime lead. Bowling Green was kind of asleep in the first half, and then they woke up. I think they turned it around, went up like 13 or 14, but then Niagara backdoored it at the end.
Yeah. So I bet Lipscomb tonight. That was horrible. Kentucky is just like Calipari leaves and they really are back to being awesome.
We all ate shit on Lipscomb, man. I thought Lipscomb was like blowout proof with all the white guys. Really fucking keep that thing close, limited possession.
I thought it was gonna be like a 7 or 8 point game.
Kentucky's fucking scoring the shit out of the ball right now.
I told you, Mac, the one way that they do get blown out is if they don't make their shots. They 17% from the 3-point line. I mean, with as many they shoot, they can shoot themselves out of games just as much as they can keep themselves in. So.
Shout out to Hunter Vick, who said he wrote a college essay on coaches leaving the game because of NIL, and he quoted the great Ryan McIntyre here. There you go.
Cheers, Hunter. You the man.
What quote did you use? You said, "Oh, fuck this guy." I don't know. I mean,
I don't know if I was the best point of contact to advocate for the modern day game. I said, "Fuck these entitled pricks."
Yeah, these pussies. Right?
Get your money back, Coleman Hawkins. You're overrated.
I just picture, I just picture that in there quoting. He's like, and I quote the host of the college basketball experience, Ryan McIntyre, and saying, "These kids are pussies today." Right?
Fucking overpaid, bad return on investment. Don't spend your money on these kids.
And it's Eric likes to start a lot of conversations with his donations too. I'm seeing because he was the one that started the scattered ass talk the other night.
Oh yeah, shout out to Eric.
He gives us $2. Thank you very much, Eric. He goes, best college basketball game you've seen in person. I think Mac probably has us beat with probably 4 times as many games we've been to.
Yeah.
Final Four.
That too.
And his team going to the Final Four.
Beat Florida.
But,
Noah at the Garden, Elite Eight, baby. Go Cox.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. I don't think I have anything. I mean, I've stormed the court at a couple places. You know, I talked shit to Rick Pitino before, but I
mean,
I don't think I have anything.
The basketball games that I go to and remember, like the high major comes into town to play the low major and they win by 10 or 15, and I thoroughly enjoy it. But I don't know if there's one that really sticks out to me.
Colby, I would say, though, the Elite Eight was nice. The round of 32 might have been sweeter when we beat Duke with Jason Tatum, Grayson Allen in that fucking entitled Duke team, and we just
him
in the second half in Greenville, South Carolina. It was a home game, and all the North Carolina fans came in and started cheering for South Carolina, and it was just a true road game for Duke.
I bet. Yeah. I bet that's got to be the best one.
Yeah,
that's got to be the best one.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to think like off the top of my head. I mean, I saw where I stormed at San Diego State when they knocked off a top 10 Nevada team with Musselman. What else? I mean, there's a couple that, I mean, I went to some conference tournaments. I've seen like that back in the day when the Pac-12 was at Staples, I would go every year and I saw some buzzer beaters there, but, and then
I would say the best game that I was in person was for, Princeton, Duquesne last year. I've been to plenty of Duquesne games, but Princeton won it on a buzzer beater there. That sparked my memory, Colby. So yeah, I would give that one.
Yeah, I'd have to sit there and think about it. I mean, I've been to a lot, but it's just I'm sitting there in my head of like, Which one was the best ending? Dude, I went to a UCLA Missouri game that was really good. When both were in the top 25. When Frank Haith was at Missouri, I believe, and Howland was still at UCLA. I could be off on Haith being at Mizzou, but that was a really good game that came down to the final couple possessions, I believe.
I'll throw a KU jab in here. I would say when we beat Kansas and stormed the court, but that was like a yearly tradition. It was like 4 straight years. We just kept beating Kansas when they were number 1 in the country. When they came to Morgantown, we stormed the shit out of the floor. So I don't really have a favorite Kansas storming the floor. It became a tradition by the end.
Yeah. I mean, I went to some Maryland games back in the day too. If I'm counting my whole life, there were some great Maryland games back in the 90s when Maryland was really good. I'd have to think about it longer.
Shout out Josh Casala. He goes, Budweiser guys listening live from the brewery. The scattered ass in here is very much in need of beer goggles.
We'll take samples. Just so you know, right? Let's go. All right, what the hell are we talking about here? I lost money on Lipscomb. I almost bet on Hofstra. So glad I didn't because Florida State won by 18. Did anyone bet on Hofstra here?
I almost did too.
Okay.
Florida State was like my favorite play of the night. It was the sell high for Hofstra. They won 3 straight road games, and then they had to go all the way down to Tallahassee. Florida State's not bad. They got some athletes. They just have the loss to Florida. So yeah, I shout out to Yvette. I took your Seminoles tonight, baby.
Saudi Arabia State with a nice win there. Providence win by 30 against Delaware State. Did anyone bet this?
I took Providence. I said the Big East is finally starting to drill teams. They're making up for last week.
Yeah, Delaware State's horrible. So I actually think I took the point. I went back and forth. At first I was like, oh, Providence is going to drill them, that home environment. Then I was like, but they don't beat anybody right now by 20. Picked that incorrectly, but I bet on Minnesota minus the points. And of course, that didn't hit. Cleveland State gave them a game. It was like tied up at halftime. I thought when I was checking the scores or something around that.
Well, Minnesota went on an 8-0 run to finish that. I believe it was tight pretty much throughout.
Yeah. Bad pick by Dundee.
They look like shit tonight.
Yeah. Yeah. Drexel and Fairfield did battle. I took Drexel, just didn't bet it as Fairfield loses by 6, 67-61. Shane Blakeney had a big game there for the Dragons. Anyone touch this one?
I rode with our guys, Fairfield, and they fell down 16 in the first half, and they battled all the way back, got the lead, but Drexel just made bigger plays down the stretch. It was a really good game, just from even if you didn't bet it, just watching that college basketball game was a good game.
Shout out to Josh because if you're ever in the Bay Area, cases plural on me. There we go. I don't know. Do you realize who you're talking to here? About to fly out there and rent a U-Haul. I'm joking, man. But I came very close to betting North Dakota last night, and I should have or this morning, actually, technically it was this morning, because they didn't cover for me. These Fighting Hawks. Notre Dame should never be favored by that many points. Anyone pull the trigger on anything here?
I'm a coward. This game and one other game that I'm going to talk about, I should have pulled the trigger. I was waiting for 20 and never got to 20. And should have bet it.
Yeah, I mean, Notre Dame, what have they done to deserve? I mean, I guess the Georgetown game, but
that's what Noah said to me. Good point.
Cincinnati at Northern Kentucky. I actually went Cincinnati, but I didn't bet it. They won by 16. They would have hit. This was like a cool game on the schedule, though. I'll give them credit for playing this one.
That was brutal. That Cincinnati dressed that score up.
Yeah, Northern Kentucky should have covered, but You just got to tip your cap to Cincinnati. I mean, they go on the road to little brother, still pull away at the end. I like Cincinnati. They're on the fringe of being in the top 5 in the Big 12. I would say, Noah.
After Arizona State. But look, shout out to Elliot. Colby, how's your internet situation coming along?
I purposely didn't display that one on the screen, but
he's poking.
Colby still read it.
Oh yeah.
Don't do it.
I'll just say the last words I've said to them today was "Go fuck yourself," and then I hung up. So things are going great with the internet situation in North Carolina. Moving forward, I did hit the Milwaukee Panthers plus 5.5. Of course, I didn't bet it. I didn't bet it.
Oh.
You didn't bet that?
I thought about betting it, but I didn't. So yeah, I mean, you guys, it sounds like both you guys bet it then, huh?
I think Noah stayed away. In the
I
end.
stayed away. I didn't pull the trigger.
I was convinced that Milwaukee is not as bad as they've been the first couple games, and they controlled this game. They almost blew it. They were up by double digits throughout, and then almost gave it away at the end. Bart Lundy, better coach in the matchup here.
Yeah. And by the way, the chat is having fun with it. It's saying get Starlink. Starlink's not, from what I understand, Starlink is great, but not for streaming. I'm looking for fiber optics. So, if anyone has any ideas, because AT&T doesn't go here. Anyone's got any ideas? I'll go off the grid with some crazy stuff. Anyone got any ideas? I'll wrap my house in aluminum foil. All right. If anyone's got any, you know what I mean? What can we do to accomplish this? So my favorite wager of the day, which was a loss, my favorite loss of the day was I bet Canisius plus 31.5 points. And I go, no way, Maryland. As someone that's watched a lot of Maryland hoops, I was like, no way they deserve to be favored by 31.5 points. And then the score was 108-37. It was 59-14 at halftime. How can Canisius be this bad? Like, I watched that Arizona game opening night. They covered against Arizona. It was like a 30-point spread. I think Arizona's better than Maryland. Plus, that's on the other side of the country for Canisius. This one much closer. I was like, they can do 31. They're going to lose by 19, 20. Dude, they lost by what? 71 points?
Yeah.
Good God.
This damn Big Ten manipulating the net, Colby. It's just getting out of hand. It's ridiculous playing these teams and just running the score up.
It's quiet.
At least
over there.
we cared. At least we take care of business. I mean, somebody was flirting with the Delta Devils today.
They still won by 20. I mean, that's not good. Don't get me wrong, but like at least it wasn't like 3.
They were only winning that game by like 2 points.
Yeah, I don't. They're dead to me. I need to like go to Manhattan and have a pep talk. It's one of my favorite programs in small for right now.
Yeah, I bet K-State tonight too. We'll get to that. I finally won a bet on college basketball when Tennessee Tech covered against UCF. I did take the 23, I think it was. UCF is solid, but I don't think they should be favored against anybody, with exception to Canisius, by 23 points. Did you guys anyone play these Golden Eagles with me?
Yeah, we bet Tennessee Tech. UCF is super banged up, and to be laying 25, and they got the Greenbrier on deck. They got Wisconsin. They just won those 3 hard-ass games, FAU, A&M, and Fort Wayne. I mean, this was like the definition of a sleepy spot. Glad that they actually were asleep in it. Unlike Kentucky and Louisville.
Folks, I want to tell you the college basketball experience is brought to you by mybookie.ag. Yes, we're brought to you by them because, SGPN started out with MyBookie and now we're back and better than ever. It's like fucking Terminator 2. First one was cool, but now we're just boom, just killing it here. Check out the new and improved website. It's great on mobile too. Plus props for every game and the live dealer casino. What are you doing, folks? Head over to mybookie.ag. Use that promo code SGPN for 100% deposit match up to $1,000. Plus, they're going to throw in a little $10 casino chip, which is always fun. I'll also throw out this one here is like, let's ride with Ball State tomorrow night. The points. Fire Mike New in football. I'm saying college football. They fired Mike New. There's always that one game assistant coach bump. Give me the points there against Bowling Green at Schumann Stadium there. Also a look ahead spot for BG. So anyway, head over to mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN for 100% deposit match up to $1,000. Plus, like I said, that little $10 casino chip, not trip. That's mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by Rebet. Rebet is a brand new social sports book available in 45 different states. A huge market of betting opportunities are available on Rebet. It's easy to use and great for people in states with traditional sports books or where, traditional sports books may be restricted, like California or something. So download Rebet in the App Store and use the promo code SGPN for 100% deposit match up to $100. Once again, that's Rebet, promo code SGPN. All right. Yeah, I did see that, Austin. Biff Poggi fired, but just shows up to practice. It's fantastic.
Oh, he got screwed.
Dude, year two? What? Like the team is playing.
And all the preseason injuries that they had, like they got fucked.
What a fucking joke that is. I mean, who are you? Like Georgia and Alabama?
I know they got blown out last week, but I thought this team was tougher on the line of scrimmage this year. And I thought they were like a year away from being a bowl team. Agreed. You're fucking Charlotte. You just started your football program like 15 years ago. What are you doing? Yeah. What am I doing when I pick Penn to cover against Villanova?
I wouldn't beat yourself up too much on this.
This was a system play.
How much money have we made fading Kyle Neptune this year? And this is the first favorite that won a Big Five game this year. So, all right, we lost this one, but the Dogs have won every single game and covered every single game in the Big Five so far this year.
Fucking Dartmouth got drilled by Marist. I didn't bet this, but I took Dartmouth with the 9.5. Anyone bet this?
I didn't know Marist was capable of winning by double digits against anybody.
Marist won 3 in a row, man. They're playing good ball. Red Foxes.
Here's my best play probably of the night. I locked Buffalo against Vermont.
Great play. I was on it with you. I didn't bet it, but
there we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
Mac, weren't you saying that this was like a system play last night? Weren't you on Vermont last night?
No, I said the system is America East play.
Yeah, that was.
I said no. I was all over Buffalo. But
I swear, I thought we might have been going back and forth on this game last night.
No, the chat was saying system play,
okay,
and I said no. System doesn't start till January. No. They're still trying to find themselves. Vermont's not that good right now. Neither's. I mean, Colgate's not good either. Mm-mm. They will be in January and February, like they always are.
Yeah.
Yep.
I can't believe Green Bay drilled SIU like that. What?
It was close, like the first 25 minutes, and then Green Bay pulled away. That was kind of impressive. Not gonna lie.
I ended up. I bet Green Bay because that was a bitch ass spot for Edwardsville. That was their 4th road game in like 8 days, and they just played a back-to-back over the weekend. So it was like brutal turn. And Green Bay's actually not bad. I mean, we'll give. I criticize Gottlieb in his radio station, but he's got some guys on that team. They got some talent.
I mean, that Anthony Roy is a dog. This is another 30-point performance from him. Like, he's money from 3. He had 15 free throw attempts tonight too. So it's like that style of ball, or it dragged out. They had 38 free throw attempts tonight.
That was impressive, though. So. Impressive.
Yeah.
Yep.
Florida A&M. I think it matters where you got the number, right? Wasn't this around 24 and a half?
No,
Am I crazy?
thought this was in the 30s.
It was 34 and a half.
I didn't bet it, but
Get your 2 and 3
34. I'm getting my numbers mixed up. Bellarmine.
This was one of my worst plays of the day.
32-point loss to the Cods.
This was kind of a bullshit non-cover though, because it was a 20-point game at the under 4, and then the Bellarmine guy gets a F2, and then all hell breaks loose. So it's like the Bellarmine guy cheap shotted the Louisville guy when they're down 20, and then it fucking woke Louisville up, and they just pedal to the metal the last 4 minutes. They ran that shit up.
Yeah. Caleb, I'm going to have to do that tomorrow. I had some car problems today. I wanted to announce it tonight. It's my fuck up, I guess, technically, but yeah. I hit on this next one. Gardner Webb in the points. Little brother angle against Charlotte. All right, it's always good to cash against the city of Charlotte. Worst internet in fucking America. It's like you're in goddamn Afghanistan with Ripple Fiber Optics, the worst company to ever walk the face of the face of the earth. Never get Ripple. They're the worst. More on that in the days to come, I'm sure. Anyway, this was
Biff Poggi.
Yeah, for my guy Biff Poggi too, man. Do you see Mercyhurst, by the way? Nice strong win there against some D2 school, I think. I was surprised that Hampton went into UMBC and beat him down like that. Nice win.
I locked up the trees. Yeah.
We were convinced that UMBC is a bully and they just beat up on shit teams like Coppin State and then Hampton. But Hampton controlled the game. Ivan Thomas, year 1. That's a big win for them.
Yeah. Big time win. Shout out to Easy Baby. You ain't lying about the internet down here, Colby. Why is that? Why the fuck is that? I don't understand.
Yeah.
Why? I don't understand. It's 2024.
Write a letter.
The fuck's going on here?
Write a letter to your local representative.
Right now, I mean, it's the move to the East Coast been a little rough. It's been a little rough with this. UConn destroyed someone. Next, did they cover? Did UConn cover?
No.
Oh,
no. And this is the one I'm kicking myself because it was like by far the biggest line UConn had laid, and it was by far the best team that they had played. They never had a chance at covering that game.
So you want some more
close? They came close.
They dressed it up at the end. Hurley was losing. They had 20 turnovers.
Yeah,
they looked like Hurley shit out there.
Hurley had his. I mean, I should be saying like the Indiana football coach. God damn it! Why is his name escaping me?
Kurt Cignetti.
Cignetti is more like Hurley in a way because Cignetti's doing the exact same things, and Hurley's been doing this for years. But Hurley had his head in his hands, and they were up by 32 tonight. Like he was super frustrated. It was hilarious.
Speaking of super frustrated, I decided to also bet on Evansville.
Are you the one that everybody's killing us in the comments for? We're like, we didn't bet Evansville. Nobody bet Evansville.
As soon as I jumped in the stream, Mac has me at like finger point, pretty much gunpoint through the StreamYard. He's like, you didn't bet Evansville against Ohio State, didn't you?
Oh man. Between this and the Canisius play, this might be an all-time night. What's my average score per loss?
At least you didn't have to sweat it. It wasn't slow down.
Yeah.
It's
You
true.
knew it was
That is
done
true.
in the first 5 minutes.
Play the gunshot.
Oh man, just a terrible. Now, I even had a money line play tonight. Speaking of vacuums, on Wagner, but that really didn't do much because I still got my ass kicked tonight. This pretty much.
Well, what happened was that second game, we got our ass kicked. Or the second half, we just got our ass totally kicked. We couldn't do diddly poo offensively. We couldn't make a first down. We couldn't run.
Oh my God.
Luis Hernandez in the YouTube channel.
Yes.
He goes, Colby took a huge hit in the net rankings.
Yeah, your net
huge.
80 points total between two different.
I think I have one more.
non-coverage.
I have one more, by the way. That was horrible.
Oh, God.
Georgia drills Alabama A&M. Why didn't I take Western Carolina? I thought about it. They only lose by 13 to Wake. And feel free to talk if you bet any of these.
No, these are ones that we thought about, but we just didn't have the nuts to do it. It's like, that's too many points, but do I really want to be sitting there? Come on, Western Carolina, get this plus 23 for me.
Yeah, and I mean, Trevor saying there were serious ass whoopings tonight. I said last night on this show, I was like, normally when these type of nights happen, there's some chaos that'll happen. Somebody's gonna fall. No, like everybody covered and everybody had to blow out. So it was kind of just, I don't know, vanilla.
Money line favorites parlay had a good night.
Yes, it did.
Yeah. Troy, West Georgia. Anyone touch that one as Troy wins by 19 against West Georgia?
We double locked the Wolves.
We felt
it was their first D1 home game, so it was like, okay, system play, but
4 straight road games for Troy, and God, West Georgia's bad. God.
You know who might be on auto fade again?
Chicago State.
Yeah.
The World Tour is not it. Yeah. I was telling Mac this last
too many home games. They got to get back on the road. This home games is fucking them up.
What's going on?
The one game that they competed in was like an obvious get up against Loyola Chicago inner city battle. But other than that,
they hadn't played a home game
every game.
Whenever they come back home, whatever's going on in Chicago, the Windy City, they got too much shenanigans going on. It's distracting. You got to get away from the Windy City.
It's true. Too much scattered ass in one town.
Yeah, that might be the angle. Too much scattered ass is really creeping into that Chicago State program.
I bet on Bethune-Cookman, see if I can keep this train rolling. They lost by 15, did not cover against Tulane.
We announced your lock on the show last night. We said, all right, Tulane, Bethune-Cookman, Colby is locking
Bethune. I also said that Colby was locking Charlotte too. So kudos to myself for handicapping the handicap.
No, I took what's his name? I took Gardner Webb.
Well, that's what I was saying. He's fading Charlotte because they fired Biff Poggi. I was like, specifically because of that, it'll be bad luck against the athletic department. That's his angle. So
100%.
Mac and Noah called it.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
You're welcome. You had a presence on last night's show.
Well, thank you, buddy.
You have a presence on every show that we do without you, but yeah.
Oh, look at this guy. Fucking
buttering you up.
What are you trying to fuck me? What's going on over here? What's going on over here?
Ask for a raise after the show. What's going on over
there? Something's up. He's especially, you know what? He feels bad about my car problems. One of the two.
I've been there. I know that's ass. Yes.
Yeah.
I was that kid in high school that drove a beater that it always broke down everywhere it went. It was the butt of the joke all the time. It was not fun.
LeBaron.
I had Belmont minus 9.5. I put money on that. They won by 10, so I should be thankful because they very well could have lost this. Anyone touch this one?
No, it felt too obvious, and they were asleep tonight. They were down 12 at halftime. I can't believe they covered this game for you. That's a hell of a comeback.
Yeah, I mean, Northern Iowa drilled Western Illinois. I took Northern Iowa. I should have bet this. Why didn't I bet this?
I'm with you.
Charleston Southern covers against LSU. I think I took Southern.
I locked
Yeah.
Southern off the K-State game.
No, I'm not talking bet. I just picked it. You bet it?
Yeah. It was like 27.
What are your chances?
Sorry.
Shit, they had the lead with like 10 minutes.
Yeah. Unbelievable. I bet TCU to cover against Alcorn. No.
They were awful tonight.
Yeah. I almost bet Wilmington against Kansas. Didn't do it. Should have. I was afraid of that building. I thought like they're good enough to just hang around and the backups will be in.
Yeah.
But then I was like, Self was going for this like 800th win or something. And I was like,
Didn't he already cash? No, he got the all time. Yeah.
Ryder, the moving company, got drilled by Iowa. Of course. This is one that I did not bet, but I came pretty damn close to betting Ryder. I'm going to be honest. I came pretty damn close to betting. Even the picks that I almost picked were terrible. Did anyone have action on this one?
No. I ate shit on all the Big 12 teams laying big numbers. But hey, I beat the number and then I ate shit. So I get to pat myself on the back for K-State closing 4 points better and TCU 5 or whatever it is, whatever the fuck everybody brags about.
From the Big Ten standpoint, I was talking about Iowa not really being able to cover the big number against these mid-majors so far this season. Nice to see them get on the board on that part. Still waiting to see it from Iowa State and the Big 12 side of things. But Iowa win over Washington State, and then they did this. It's 2 pretty good wins.
We're showing a lot of sportsmanship this year. I don't know what's going on. We're not covering these big numbers like we were the first couple nights.
This conference fandom thing, it's just disgusting for me. You know what I mean? It's just
throwing shade
back at me. I know, buddy. I know.
You're manipulating the net. It's absolutely a travesty what you guys are doing. It's disgusting.
I mean, if only we'd been doing it for the last 4 years like you guys.
Oh, here he goes.
Folks, what to tell you, the college basketball experience is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Yes, Underdog Pick'em is one of the biggest menus for all the sports, NFL, college football, obviously college hoops. I'm on there all the time. MMA, NBA, NASCAR, NHL, you name it, they got it. You can now use specials and boost on all flex entries as well. So what are you doing? Sign up. But when you do, sign up with the promo code TCE SGPN to claim your special pick plus first time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus cash. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code TCE SGPN. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. SGPN's proud partner Rhythm is the #1 AI-powered sports betting platform that helps provide bettors of all levels the ability to build custom predictive betting models in seconds and get predictions for betting on money lines, spreads, totals, props. You can copy one of the top performing models from the leaderboard, or you could build your own model. That's what I like to do. And then Rhythm will adjust around that. You can now track everything too in the Rhythm app. They just added college basketball. They've had college football and NFL and NBA for a minute. And now adding college hoops, bringing it home. Rhythm has it all. Claim your free 7-day trial period today by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That's RITHMM. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. Shout out to Caleb in the chat, giving us 20. Sorry to hear about your car, brother. Appreciate it. Hey, thank you, man. 2 years. Appreciate that. And we're still going to crown the scattered ass champion sometime soon.
I will say, underdog wise, they have one game out for tomorrow. And there's quite a few players for Alabama, Illinois that are available. Not many point projections for the guys that I'm looking for. Specifically, I want some action on LeBaron, Phylon. We've seen some of these freshmen break out in these island games so far this season. I think Phylon's got the capability of doing it. It's either Phylon or Will Riley, or one of these two that are going to do it. But specifically, I think I'm going to be more on the Alabama side of things tomorrow. So yeah, I'm I'm eyeing Phylon. Just 20.5 points for Sears seems a little high. Not sure if I want to go lower on that though. And then Cliff Omarui, he's on there for Alabama, but Illinois got some height to them. They're the biggest Big Ten roster, so should be an interesting matchup tomorrow. We'll talk about it in the picks portion of the show.
Hell yeah! Shout out to Dreams Work Limited and everyone else. Mohammed watching Miami Connection tonight. You're in for. Bring alcohol. Yes. Shout out to Dreams Work Limited as well. Appreciate you. Samford covered against Michigan State. The net got hit on that one with the Bulldogs getting that cover.
Yeah, I bet that. I bet the
Bulldogs beat me on a lock battle. I thought Sparty could break their press. They look like shit tonight too.
Yeah, they were trailing the first half by double digits for 15 minutes. So many turnovers tonight against Samford. Really, really sloppy basketball being played in the Mitten State right now.
Thank you, Nathan, for reminding me I'm not fully utilizing the soundboard. But don't worry, I had a few more losers. UT Arlington, I took, and I bet against Missouri State.
This was a triple lock then, I think.
You can't win.
8 shit there. I also ate shit on Kansas State against against Mississippi Valley State.
You can't win.
I had the Delta Devils. I've already said that.
There you go. Lock battle win for Bieniek.
I got to milk that the entire year.
Own it. I almost bet Louisiana. I was close. They got drilled by like 20 to Rice.
Didn't see that.
You can't win.
I actually liked Southern Utah. I didn't pull the trigger on it though. Against Loyola, they covered. Anyone touch this?
I had Loyola, man. I got annihilated in this window right here.
This was actually my comeback. I got annihilated in the early window
because of Valley State and Alcorn.
I started at 0-5 and actually only finished a game under. So
I cashed on. I think we all cashed on Marquette, so I could win there. I did win there, but the problem was, of course, I pair that with one of these other ones here down the stretch here. Eastern Illinois and
can
DePaul.
we talk about that Purdue Marquette game?
Yeah, we should. We should. I'm sorry. We should. I'm just getting. I'm just upset. Yes. Let's talk. Let's talk about this.
I mean, I always kind of like to look at Ken Pom, he kind of ranks the performances of the night, and Cam Jones isn't even in the top 3. First Marquette triple double since D Wade. That's incredible. He had a really, 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 really good game all around. Marquette looked like world beaters tonight.
Yeah, and I mean 17, 13, and 10, I think it was. Pretty damn strong performance.
I love the way that they run their program. They don't really use the portal. They player develop and next man up. And I know they were going to miss Kolek a little bit, but Cam Jones just kind of stepped into that role, and he's a dog, man. I would make the argument he might be the best player in college basketball right now. He's pretty. He's pretty damn good.
And going back to this too,
Blue Cane.
we mentioned it on last night's show. Purdue had not lost a non-conference regular season game since 2021 at Miami, Florida.
That's Colby, a great stat. Yeah.
Colby, when you hit the road in college sports, you lose. They had only played one non-conference road game since that point. It was at Florida State, which Florida State had been struggling in this time span. So they beat Florida State in that game, but every other one, all neutrals in MTEs or home games and some solid matchups. They beat a lot of good teams during this stretch, but their first non-conference loss in 3.5 years.
If we could only get the college football playoff committee to realize that. If you hit the road, you lose. But
I see you jumping into all the mud with these SEC lovers saying the strength of schedule and all that. Oh,
that's a flawed fucking metric too. I don't even trust the fucking metric.
Hey, real quick.
Yeah.
You shouldn't. You shouldn't, for what it's worth.
Yeah.
Why did Texas even leave the Big 12? Their strength of schedule would have been better if they just stayed in the Big 12 compared to what they've played this year. Their best wins at
but they rig it. They rig it, man. They rig it. It's the worst, man. That's why you got to expand. That's why 12 is never enough. It's like it's got to have enough where you can't have the corruption, and the corruption is still there.
You mean ESPN has a strength of schedule stat when they are the media rights network for the SEC?
Yeah, and the strength of schedule just conveniently just you know what the problem is they'll be like, hey, Tennessee plays Alabama and Georgia. That's a tough schedule. Which, you know, Alabama and Georgia are hard games, very hard games, but they don't look at Kent State, Chattanooga, UTEP. Like, Chattanooga's an FCS. Kent State and UTEP are like two of the 5 worst teams in the country, and they don't get penalized for that. That's the problem. You're only valuing that. You should get, like, to me, you can make a very good argument that playing, even though you might not play a team as good as Georgia or Alabama, but they're both down this year. You then would play 11 teams that are probably ranked in the top like 60. So I think that schedule would be more challenging than playing just two hard games really all year. So
I will say we got a little off the rails. I don't know if I made this point clear or not, but I mean, shout out to Purdue and Marquette for scheduling this home and home, which created this true road games, which Marquette went into Mackey and lost. Purdue went into Fiserv and they lost. But I'm not pressing the panic button on Purdue for what it's worth. They went into an absolute hornet's nest tonight, and it was a terrible spot after the Alabama win. So that's just college sports.
Yeah. Yep. Eastern Illinois did cover against DePaul. Our there you go. I should have bet this. Why I blame if I was on the show last night, I would have bet this with you guys. I just didn't think about it that much. Yeah. Also took Montana State. I should have bet this too, but dude, I thought they were gonna win this outright. I caught a little bit of this one. Did. Yeah. Northwestern escapes. So Northwestern has escaped a couple times, I feel like, this year.
I don't know. They've looked really good besides this, I think, in my opinion.
No, they beat EIO in overtime.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But he values EIO as a legit win. Especially after tonight.
Yeah. They destroyed Lehigh. They played Dayton really well without Barnheiser. And Mac had Lehigh winning the Patriots. So I was like, okay, those two results aren't too bad, but yeah, I guess
the last two bad.
Yeah.
Well, I told you I had one more lemon to give out. Yes, I had one loss by what was it? 72, I think it was.
Yeah.
Another one by what? 50? I forget.
This was an absolute stomp.
This one was 42? UC Riverside. Good Lord. I honestly really believe we've been doing the show like 7 years. I think by margin, this would be the worst night. Like, I think I've had a worse record ATS on a given night, but this would be the worst as far as like biggest amount of defeats, like by the actual score of the game.
This is the Santa Clara that I wanted to see the entire year so far, for what it's worth. Like, Riverside's been a good team up until this point, which is, I mean, a reason why you took them. But they shot 54.5% from three. Sorry, Colby. It's just, I mean, freight trade coming through. It's tough to cover when you got that. They shot 60.5% from inside the arc. 20 assists, 57% of the possessions. Just incredible. They had to have Herb Sendek must have just ran them or some shit. Something got through their thick skulls.
I look to fade them their next game.
Stanford.
Who's their next? Is Stanford their next game?
Stanford's the next one.
Stanford's the greatest team in the country.
They host Stanford. I think it's another tough spot to fade Santa Clara there.
Well, let's give these filthy game balls out so I can focus on something
Thank God you're back, by the way. He gave out the worst game ball in the history of game balls.
He's just so offended that it was Pitt.
He gave a game ball.
I wasn't on the show the other night. Pitt should have gotten a game ball for destroying their rival by 20 the other night.
No,
the reason
didn't happen.
You guys not giving them a game ball.
You gave them a late game. Is that the first ever late game ball?
No. It's not, because Mac did this the other night. It was a I don't know what the word he was, but I used it last night. Cumulative game ball. That's what it was. And he gave one out earlier in the season. So it was fair game, and it came right back at him. And he
gave ball for winning at FIU. He gave one to Pitt.
Your mic just got disconnected.
Whoa. Yeah, and now it went back. That was wild. That was wild.
It sounded like you were speaking through speakerphone in the car. Speaking of all these cars.
He bypassed Howard winning at FIU, back-to-back road spot. So give it to Pitt for paying VMI to come take the ass whipping. It was the worst game
like
ball.
Nobody
that
else
is a bad game ball.
That was worse than
nobody gave him a game ball for beating their rival by 20 the other night.
It wasn't an impressive win. That didn't happen.
All right, let's get to the game ball tonight. You guys held it down last night. Matt, go first.
I'll go TMZ. Marquette deserves a game ball. Drilling Purdue, ending their 39-game winning streak in non-con. Cam Jones, dog.
Yes, I mean that was the obvious one, but I get it. I would have said the same thing. Bieniek, game ball. Where are you going?
There were not too many outright upsets today, which was just not very fun. But Hampton, they win by 10 against UMBC. I bet the Retrievers in this game. That was a very impressive win for the Pirates there. The bed and breakfast. Yes.
I'm gonna take you to Wagner. Getting it done. 60-58 against. It's not a huge upset, but I mean, it cashed. So give them a filthy game ball. No, I will not take Herb Sendek in Santa Clara. Someone else will have to do that. Mac, where are you going?
I've been critical of the hire, but I'm going to give Doug Gottlieb in Green Bay game ball for beating Edwardsville, who had been arguably the hottest team in the last week at the mid-major level, winning 3 straight. So they beat him by 25. Green Bay gets a game ball for me.
There we go.
Yeah. I'm going to go to Milwaukee. We didn't get one to Milwaukee yet.
Sandbag and son of a gun. That was going to be mine.
Milwaukee at Duquesne. That was one of the better mid-major games of the day. They go into Pittsburgh and they get the outright victory as the dog.
All right. I like that one. You're putting pressure on me now. It's like I have to take one of the games I got blown out in.
I mean, I ate shit. Go ahead. I took one against UMBC, so that.
I mean, Maryland game ball.
Good Lord.
I didn't think you were capable of winning that like that to anybody. Really, it could have been D2, and I still think I don't think you were capable of doing that. And all right, you have a little bit of my attention. I just talked a ton of trash to about I'm like, Kevin Willard's overrated. He's not good. Next game wins by like 1,000 points. Feeling great about life. No, Maryland deserves a game ball, even though it is Canisius. You have to. You win by that. I'm sorry. Game ball. Terps. All right. Now we go to the slate. I just need a new day. You know what I mean? Between the internet problems, the car, and losing every game by 60 points. I don't even have any bourbon here.
Just turn the page.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's start things over. There is a daytime game, Fisher College and UMass Lowell, but there's
Ryan
no line
Hasty
on that.
is correct here. We need dumpster fires back. They will return. We totally forgot about that coming into the season.
I feel like it builds up as it, I
mean, Villanova's already been a dumpster.
Oh, that dumpster is.
They're off it for one night.
Yeah.
I mean, we missed the boat with the Villanova dumpster fire.
Charleston is staying in the city of Charleston and taking on their crosstown rivals, the Citadel. Charleston's laying 10.5. Charleston got their ass whooped last time.
Yeah.
I'm going to lay the 10.5. Mac?
I think I'll lay the 10.5 as much as I want to go the little brother angle. Citadel is off the A&T loss as well. But I think this is a nice bounce back for Charleston. I'll lay it.
What's with the Citadel playing all these home bye games to start the year? They have like 8 home games here, and 4 of them are against non-D1 opponents. Hit the road. But I'm gonna lay the points with the Cougars as well.
I think VMI and Citadel should be allowed to play 4 non-ones every single year with all the limitations that they have compared to everybody.
Yeah. Amen. Siena, my boys, catching 25.5 at the Cinta Center. Stop it. Let's get this lock train started with Jerry Mack, baby.
Here we go.
Give me the 25.5. Let's go. Mac?
It is a great spot for Siena because it's in the middle of that big Wake Forest win on Saturday. And they also got the Fort Myers trip coming up here. I'll join you. I think it's 25.5 too high. Give me Siena. Let's go.
Bieniek, you can play the music. We could play the song if you're willing.
I mean, I'll say this: the cocktail napkin has some positive regression baked in for Xavier after a tough start. It cashed for us against Wake Forest the other night. Unfortunately, I wasn't on the show to give out that angle, but Xavier would be favored by only 22.5 on the cocktail napkin here, and that's being higher on the Musketeers than I think the market. So yeah, I'll tell you guys, I'll trust your judgment on this one, and also the cocktail napkin. Let's lock this up.
Triple lock.
Welcome to the party, pal.
Triple lock with Jerry Mack and Siena, the St. Bernards.
No rush to bet that one because I imagine it's probably going to go up a couple points. So get it tomorrow.
Yale. The Bulldogs are traveling to Stony Brook.
He's searching for something on that soundboard over there.
The Island Federal Credit Union Arena, where the Seawolves are doing battle tonight or tomorrow night, I should say. And if there's one thing on my mind here, it's that, damn it.
I know the human being and fish can coexist peacefully.
Yale won by 8 last time they played this one. They're laying 10.5. Give me Stony Brook. Give me them Seawolves. I can be talked into a lock here.
Yes, I love Stony Brook here. Home dog. Yale back-to-back road spot, and Stony Brook their first home game against a D1. And Stony Brook's not that bad. I mean, they won at Central Michigan. I think they can keep it within this 10. Get this Yale shit out of here. Let's go.
Double lock on the Seawolves. Noah, you can do it again, buddy.
I'm not betting this one with you guys, unfortunately. I'm actually going to go the other way with Yale.
Elon is heading to DeKalb. Take on Northern Illinois. Northern Illinois is laying 1.5. No, give me Elon, but this does stink. So no wager. What are you doing here, Mac?
I'm taking Elon.
Yeah.
They're a fringe lock for me. They're going to win this game.
It stinks though, doesn't it? Doesn't it stink a little bit?
I think that they just see Northern Illinois and Elon and they go -1 home team.
Bieniek?
I'm going to lay the points with the home team here. I don't have too much on this. I will say Elon's got Notre Dame on deck. Mac and I talked about that last night. I think that's more of a circle it game for head coach there. But yeah, I'm not going to play this one.
George Mason's laying 25.5 against my boys. Coppin State.
Don't do it again.
They're due for a win here. Mason minus the points. Mac?
I think you're right, but I'm not betting Mason games anymore. Every time I touch a Mason game, I'm on the wrong side. So give me Mason.
Bieniek?
I'm also going to lay the points with Mason. I mean, everybody gets their fill with Coppin State, right?
Yeah.
Morgan State's catching 7.5 at North Carolina A&T.
Lock.
Morgan State, right? With the 7.5.
Yeah, North Carolina A&T just won a road game as a dog. Now they're coming back home laying 7.5. That's too much. I think Morgan State's live in this game.
I agree. Lock. The Bears of Morgan State coming off that NJIT dub. Bieniek?
I'm going to lay the points with A&T actually here. Morgan State bottom 50 in turnover rate. NC-A&T's defense does pretty well at creating those turnovers. And yeah, I'll take the Aggies here at home.
Got to keep this lock train going. The Jacksonville Dolphins are live tomorrow.
In Blacksburg?
Aren't the kids? The kids are all gone.
What?
I don't think. I mean, the kids haven't been showing up all year.
That's true. That too. I think Jacksonville 11.5 points. Fuck out of here. Take that. Sprinkle a little bit on that money line. Do I smell a fish? No, it's not fish. A sea life parlay. The Sea Wolves and the Dolphins. And maybe we'll see about some other ones, but those two will parlay.
I'm confused along with Avetta here. I think you're thinking of Thanksgiving break, which would be next week, right, Colby?
Yeah, it is next week.
But wait, they still have class this whole week?
Yeah.
It's been okay. All right. Well, they're still not going to the game. I mean, there was like 400 people at the last game. Yeah.
I'll stay away. Tech's off the blowout Penn State loss, so it might be a bounce back opportunity for them. I'll take Jacksonville with the points, no bet.
I am actually on this one with Colby. So Virginia Tech has the Fort Myers Invitational next up. Michigan on deck for Virginia Tech. They just got drilled by Penn State. I think it's a sandwich spot where like they're just looking to get to Fort Myers to get another opportunity against one of the high majors. Jacksonville has actually impressed me so far this season. They hung in there with Florida and also Furman. The defense is going to provide them an opportunity to stay within this game. And Virginia Tech's offense really hasn't, impressed me so much. So only 58 points against Winthrop, 64 against Penn State. I think this is a low scoring battle. I don't think I don't think the Hokies score enough to pull away from the Dolphins. So I'm going to lock it with Colby as well.
Robert McCray, our boy too. Come on. It's another one that was intriguing to me. So I haven't bet this. Haven't decided if I'm going to bet this, but a little nudge. I think Maine could give Richmond a game tomorrow.
Yeah.
They're getting 6.5 that I'm seeing right now. The Black Bears plus 6.5. I'm definitely going to I'm going to pick that game, but I'm considering betting this. What do you think, Mac?
Yeah, I had Maine circled. I'm going to bet Maine. I think they're live in this game. Richmond just is not, like I said, they're young. It's not the same team. I think Richmond probably wins like a one possession game, and they're off a double overtime game over the weekend. So Let's go. Let's go, Maine. Maine's alive.
Let's go. Cocaine Bears. Sprinkle a little bit on that money line with the Black Bears. Bieniek, you have the opportunity.
I am a little nervous about Richmond also kind of floating back to the mean here because they've been playing brutally bad. And honestly, I was doing some fine tuning on the cocktail napkin. They're the worst rated team right now in the A10. I don't necessarily believe that they're going to be the last place team in this conference come like season's end. I think they're a little bit better than the way that they've been playing so far. I don't know when that improvement comes. They do have an MTE in Florida coming up here right after this game. So I'm not going to be wild and play Richmond or anything, but I'm going to lay the points with the Spiders.
I'm 3-0 on my Richmond games. Cameron reminds me. Keep fading the sweater vests down the road.
Yeah. Private school pussies. Fairleigh Dickinson is heading to West Point. Fair Dick Army. Army's laying 7.5 points now. Give me Fairleigh Dickinson plus 7.5. I mean, I haven't bet this, but I'm still kind of consider it. Mac.
This line kind of stinks why it's so high. I'll lay it with the Army. Dickinson's off that big emotional Manhattan win that was back and forth crazy game. So give me Army. No bet.
Yeah, I was so confused on why this one was too high. I'm not going to bet FDU here, but I think that's definitely the right side if you want to go based on how these two teams have played so far this season. Army off an overtime game from Friday as well. If you want to mention those, that angle as well. Yeah. So I'll take the points with FDU.
Abilene Christian's heading into Kennesaw, Georgia to take on Kennesaw State. Kennesaw State laying 1.5. I'm on Kennesaw. I picked out. I bet Abilene like what a month ago. I mean, I'm sorry, a week ago, and they were terrible. I watched that game. It was fucking horrible.
They beat Texas State though.
They beat Texas State.
That's true. They did do that, but no. Give me Kennesaw at home. Culture play.
I'm going to take Abilene. I'm going to take Abilene in the points here. I think it's a close game. I'll take the points. Abilene wins at the buzzer.
Noah?
I am going to go with Kennesaw State here. I think the difference is going to come at the charity stripe and the home team. I think they'll get the more favorable whistle with the fouls. Abilene fouls quite a bit, 346th in opponent free throw rate per game. So, yeah, let's go with the Owls here.
Lafayette's catching 15.5 at Rhode Island.
Oh, what?
I'm on the points.
Crazy line.
I kind of like betting Lafayette, but give me the 15.5 fringe. Mac, what are you doing here?
I'm betting Lafayette. I don't think Lafayette's bad. I think they were competitive with Cornell. They were competitive with Villanova on opening night. I know we make Villanova jokes. They're still a Big East school. They beat Penn. I think they stay within this number. And, I mean, Rhode Island's a little overvalued right now. They got Charleston on deck. So let's go. Lafayette.
Yeah.
Leopard.
The Mac is all over this one, too, when he talks about Rhode Island being a little bit overvalued. One of the biggest upgrades in power ratings with Rhode Island on the cocktail napkin. And not because I'm high on them, it's because they just continue to climb in the computer rankings. And they've only beat Fairfield and Holy Cross so far this season, and Franklin Pierce, which I've never heard of. But I think they come back down to earth. So I'll take Lafayette in the points. You've heard of Franklin Pierce?
I have.
Is he a cool guy?
Hell of a good guy. He knows about scattered ass. I will. So wait, we have a triple lock here?
Oh, no. I'm not betting this game.
Oh, he did all that talking.
Double lock with the Leopards of Lafayette plus 15.5. New Mexico State's heading into UD Arena, catching 14.5 points. Both teams undefeated.
This is a hell of a trip.
Give me those Aggies plus 14.5. No bet though, because I know the energy of this place. They could lose by 25 or 30. Mac?
I'm tempted to lock Dayton.
They got Maui next. Matt.
Yeah, that's. I'm gonna stay away with that logic.
Yeah.
But
North Carolina.
They do have Carolina on deck.
Yeah, I think they win. I think UD Arena is a monster. It's one of those buildings that you do not want to fade. But New Mexico State might be pretty competitive in this one. Who knows? Dayton might sleepwalk a little bit here. Dayton's got some high major players that transferred down. They've got that North Carolina game circled.
Actually, you can play my music. They sleptwalk to the Ball State game. I think they get up for this one.
They played Capital in between.
Mac locking up the Flyers minus the points.
They didn't look good against Capital either. They only won by like 19. Let's go.
Did you watch that game?
Yeah, I was score watching. I was like, what the fuck's wrong with Dayton? They're gonna get up for this one.
IPFW is heading into State College, Pennsylvania, getting 14.5 points. Give me IPFW plus 14.5 points. Penn State's been a wagon. It's like a 8, 9, 10-point game. They stay within the number. Mac, what are you doing here?
Love it. Penn State, like you said, they're coming off the Virginia Tech win. They got their tournament next week on deck. They've covered every game, but this one, Fort Wayne might be the best team they've played. They might be better than Virginia Tech. Give me Fort Wayne all day.
Triple lock this, guys. Yeah, Penn State has seen the second biggest upgrade when it comes to high major power ratings. They've moved up like 8 points compared to the average college basketball team so far this season. They've played Binghamton, UMBC, and St. Francis. That's cooked into a lot of that. And they also murdered Virginia Tech, who I'm not very high on this season. Purdue, Fort Wayne, I picked them to win the Horizon League. I think they're pretty good. I think the Horizon League last year, I mean, we saw what they did in the tournament. They knocked off Kentucky, almost NC State. I think the Horizon League is going to get up for this game against Penn State here. And Penn State's got they're headed to Daytona next. So, yeah, triple lock.
Triple lock. IPFW. And you know, you got to keep this lock train rolling. I talked about the aquatic parlay earlier with the likes of Stony Brook, with the likes of Jacksonville. And now you add the Long Island fucking Sharks, all right? Because Columbia, this is the game a year ago where the bus driver didn't make it. Didn't make it to the game was late. The players, even though it's not far away.
Yeah.
I personally think under investigation from me and a few other guys down at Joe's Pub that he was on the take. He was on the take, and Long Island got destroyed. Going there to Columbia. This is revenge. They got a new bus driver. And this is opportunity, the way I see it, like they ain't never seen before. So, my sister Teresa, she's there. She's coming to the game. If anyone wants lobster rolls in the parking lot, let me know. The Sharks are plus 8.5 points. I think the plus 320 is live on the money line. See at Peter Luger's afterwards. We're going to get one of those tomahawk steaks. You heard of those things? Tomahawks. How's that going to pass today? You can't say the fucking Washington Redskins, but the fucking tomahawk steak still going strong. Mac, let's take the fucking Sharks.
Oh, yeah. And another angle. They were my Ivy team of the week. Hofstra was my CAA team of the week. North Texas was my AAC team of the week. Everybody that I say is the team of the week. Edwardsville was the OVC team of the week. Lays an egg. Columbia was my team of the week in the Ivy. LIU outright. Let's go. Revenge.
Long Island was your team of the week in the NEC.
But they're a dog. They're under the radar. You're right. This is team of the week versus team of the week. But Columbia's defending two-time. They've won it back-to-back weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they didn't fall flat on their face after they won team of the week.
Which means you got to bet against them double now. Let's go.
Let me tell you, thunder and lightning. There was a point in my life I didn't believe in thunder and lightning. But let me tell you, the Sharks got the Davis guys, Brent Davis, and then Malachi Davis. Both these guys, thunder, lightning, together. We're getting this thing done. Tomahawk steaks. Oh, me, Bieniek, triple lock. Wait,
no, I'm not going to bet this, but I am going to attempt to get my revenge on this because I believe we called for the money line on them last year, and this was the game that their bus broke down en route, and they only lost by 10. I don't know if Colby already talked about that when I went and got my water, but I think they cover this. So I think they play at home. They cover this number.
Double lock then? Just a double lock?
He's got it. Come on. Peer pressure.
Phoenix not invited to Peter Lucas to be down at Applebee's. He's wondering why his fucking stomach's got bubble guts. You know? Man, I just kind of love the card here. The hospital, Detroit, is catching 11.5.
You say that, and then we're
at
going
Ball
to the
State.
hospital.
At Ball State. Look, Detroit's been kind of covering for me. This was a 3-point game a year ago. Ball State clung on, held on for dear life against our boys. So it's a return game. I'm on Detroit in the points. Mac?
I think I'm gonna lay with Ball State. I was actually surprised that this was north of 10. Last year it was a pick when they played each other, believe it or not. As bad as Detroit was, it was a pick. I think it might be a Ball State smash spot.
No. Disagree.
I'm
Matt,
not.
Bieniek, what are you doing here?
Hospitals get too much credit right now.
Yeah, Jim Montgomery got canned for the Boston Bruins today. Mark Montgomery has done an okay job at the hospital, but heading into Muncie, I think, is enough for me to stay away in this one. So I'll lay the points with the Cards.
We got a fun one here. South Dakota laying 1.5 in Kalamazoo. Make sure you go to Waldo's for the liquor pitchers if you're going to the game. Man.
Who has a handicap on this game?
I mean, well, South Dakota's 4-1.
I know. Is this line Reek? Is this a Western Michigan?
I think we might want to bet these Broncos.
Isn't Western off that 30-point win the other night?
Yeah, Western beat Canisius by 30. So maybe Maryland's win wasn't that good.
That's a good point. And I still bet him. But give me Western. No lock though.
I think Western Michigan might be a fringe lock. Check the picks page. This line is telling that this is basically a pick with South Dakota being 4-1. They're an overvalued 4-1.
Bieniek?
I'm also going to lay it with the Broncos here. I think Dwayne Stevens is doing the best coaching job out of any of the directional schools in Michigan right now.
What ranking are they in Michigan rankings right now?
3rd. They're behind Michigan and Michigan State. They're ahead of Oakland, which Oakland used to be 3.
I want this to be a graphic every week, like the fucking Billboard top 100 or whatever.
We can do that.
I want the Michigan rankings, and I want, if you can do it, with the the mitten, the state, and then just do bars underneath it. I want that so at all times I can reference it. Appreciate you. Austin Peay is taking on Morehead State. Why is this line so short? Austin Peay laying 3.5. Morehead did win by 11 the last time they played, but I will take the Governors minus 3.5. But I'm a little. What do you think this line should be, Mac?
I think last year Austin Peay was about a 2-point favorite, or it was a pick at home. I think maybe Morehead, the brand name, is getting a little bit of credit here. This is an old OVC matchup, but I think we should lock up the Govs.
I'm in because I think they're way better.
Yeah, I think their roster's better, and it's Gibson's in his second year versus Maddox in his first year. So yeah, give me the Govs. Lock it up.
My only hesitation was I thought it was a tiny bit stinky, but let's have some fun. Governors. Bieniek triple lock.
I lean more on the stinky side because Austin Peay has their MTE next, and they just got drilled by Tennessee. Tennessee more of a physical team. Not crazy about them or about backing them after that beatdown. So I'm going to go with the home team here, Morehead State. I'm going to trust the program pedigree here.
All right. Iona and the great Tobin Anderson.
Yeah, this is a good one.
Heading to Morgantown. Take on these Mountaineers at the Coliseum there. I mean,
it's a lot of points.
But I mean, you just come off an embarrassing loss, so I could see like being laser focused. I just have to take the points though, because I just need to see it. I need to see it. Give me the points in the Gales. No lock though. Mac?
I'll lay it, but I'm not betting it. I'm not betting the Mountaineers laying 14.5. The Gales are off a big win too. They beat Vermont on Saturday. So
we got Brandon saying plus 700 on Iona, the money line.
Nah, Iona ain't winning. Iona doesn't have enough to win. Yeah. They're not going to lose. They're not going to lose Iona after they lost to Pitt. The Mountaineers aren't that bad.
What if they did though?
Well, then it'd be red flag because Gonzaga's up next.
Yeah.
Bieniek, what are you doing?
I don't know. To me, like
he's torn. He's torn. He doesn't know what to do.
The season, in my opinion, for West Virginia was not going to start until the Bahamas game. Tournament against Gonzaga, and that field's absolutely loaded. Everybody was like, let's give DeVries until that, and we'll see what's going to happen. I think that's kind of more or less what's going on here right now. Still trying to figure out what's going on with the Mountaineers and some rotation stuff. And I am going to take this hurts. I am going to take the points with Iona. I think they get up for this one and they cover.
I mean, folks, did you guys just hear that answer? That was fantastic. Like 15 minutes of like just I hate my life. I hate my life. I hate my life.
His screen was going blurry too. It was like
yeah. He's hitting the
Wi-Fi
like the old VCR with the tracking button. He's hitting the tracking on purpose. Towson. The Tigers are the Tigers are heading to Thibodaux, Louisiana. Take on Nichols. It's a shame I couldn't have the Nichols graphic made. But the logo up. You know what? I can't fucking talk. Nichols is catching 2.5 plus 125 on the money line. Give me Nichols to win this thing outright.
I'm gonna lock Nichols. I love the home dog angle. Towson off the big JMU win, and I think Nichols is pretty good. They got drilled by Cincinnati. I'm not gonna overreact. They bounce back, win it outright, lock it up.
I just don't know if I'm gonna lock it, but I'll play your music. Money line mag locking up the Colonels.
Brian Hastie's calling them the Nichols Nazis.
Take the Nazis.
This show's taking we already have somebody. Give me. I am taking the Nazis plus 2.5. Just for the new listeners, they just won't understand it.
Nazi drop.
Yeah. We'll boot it off of YouTube again.
When we do these random AI captions for all these games, if Nazis come up, that's why.
Can you imagine if they would have had lines in World War II, like per country?
I mean, Germany must have been like a minus 800 favorite at the time. They had almost all of Europe.
Yeah, but starting out, they're at 16 seed. They made it far, dude.
They did.
That's what I'm saying. They made it a lot further than I think anyone.
There must have been a hell of a coach.
Close to thinking. I mean, look, he made it further than we thought. So, I mean, in one regard, he took it further than I think a lot of people would have done. So, in that regard, you can say it's all how you look at it, I think. But obviously, terrible, coach when it's all said and done.
Canvas Capper's asking for World War II brackets.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting thing. It's can you imagine? I guarantee you, if we had World War III, and like we would actually have lines on the countries. I feel like it would be offshore. It would be offshore, but it would be there.
Which country is not going to exist after this? I mean, that would be a market.
Yeah,
exact location from Huffer. He says plus 8,000 for.
What a world! What a world, right? I mean, what's crazy is like it really would. I guarantee you it would. Sometimes I think they do that right now, like just like the super elite.
What's crazy is this is the college basketball experience, and every single night I am just bewildered about where our conversations take us. It's absolutely great. I mean, one night we're talking scattered ass. Now we're talking about betting on World War II and III.
Scattered ass.
This is great.
I'm just saying, World War II, you had interesting, like Japan came out of nowhere. You know what I mean?
I mean, you could have like a Cold War situation too. They might not have to pay you back in that market for years.
Yeah. Like, I mean, Japan, the size of the country is so small, and they went up. They were the 16 against the 1, and they gave them a game. I mean, a surprise attack. They got out to like a 20-0 lead. You know what I mean? And
that was a for lack of a better term, Evan Miyakawa coins it a kill shot when they go up 10-0 run.
I mean, we should do a podcast about this, right? World War I.
SGPN would have 100% have a World War III betting podcast.
Yeah, it's worth talking
about. I think we've got some veterans that could get down with it.
You ever seen the movie Surviving the Game?
I'm not a movie guy, you know that, but I mean,
okay.
Tell me
anyway. No, I'll do another 30 minutes and then everyone will hate the fucking show again. Maryland Eastern Shore is at Murray State in Murray, Kentucky.
John says scattered countries.
I like this where we're going here. But
Hitler had a huge body count.
God.
I mean, I'm just saying he took it further than really almost any human, really, when you really think about it.
I mean, it's
he if he had just picked and choose his battles a little bit better, the world would be fucking insane. You ever think about that? Like, what was that series they did where it was the opposite? You know what I mean? Or like where I think like Josh Hartnett was, or not. What's the actor's name? You know what I'm talking
Quinn Higgins saying Soviet Russia second half money line.
There was one. Alexander the Great would be another one that would be Man in the High Castle. Yes. Yeah, that was pretty wild. That's cool to think about in a way. I mean, terrible to think about, but also like just crazy to think like that. He got that close. So you wonder what the world would be like. I guarantee you the college basketball experience would not be rocking. But what the fuck are we talking about again? Maryland Eastern Shore. Maryland Eastern Shore plus the points. The dictator bracket is fun too.
I'll lay it.
Yeah. That's Max saying, please move along from this.
32 o'clock in the morning. No more in the Soviet chair. No more Nazis and Soviets till tomorrow night.
I'm with you, Michael. I'm with you. I'll lay it too. Bieniek?
Yeah, I'm gonna lay it with Murray State. I think that there's a huge pedigree and talent overlap between these two teams. It's I think there's a chance for them to run away with this. So yeah, lay the points.
Southern is catching 26.5 against Texas A&M. Who does A&M have on deck?
Yeah, I would assume they probably have a tournament. No,
Oregon.
right?
It's Oregon. Where's that game? Where's that at?
It
Vegas.
is in Vegas next week.
Oh yeah, A&M's in that Players Era festival thing.
Yeah.
I will give me the points. Mac?
All the kids get their NIL next week.
Didn't Southern? Who did Southern beat 2 years ago? Was it Mississippi State? Or was it Ole Miss?
Somebody?
It might have been
they
Ole
caught somebody. No
Southern
wager
beat
to
Cal.
Oh yeah.
Give
They
me
were
Cal
favored
2 years
right?
ago. Last year they beat Mississippi State. Last year they beat Mississippi State.
The UNLV, that's what I'm thinking of, Cameron
Southern.
There. Yes.
Kill them.
Yeah,
I like Southern here. I think it's too many points. I'm tempted, but check the picks page.
Bieniek?
I'm gonna go Jags here. Like I said, Texas A&M, all their players get to cash in on some NIL next week.
Yeah.
That's a interesting spot. Let's take Southern here.
Merrimack, the Warriors, they're coming out to play at the Rack, catching 19.5 points. Rutgers has been pretty good to me this year. It's a big number though.
Have they?
I think I'm 2-0 ETS betting. I think I skipped out the one that they didn't
What
cover,
was this number?
right?
19.5?
Yeah.
Merrimack's been really good to me.
Yeah,
I
was thinking we jump. I was thinking we jump on the Warriors.
Yeah, I'm gonna bet Merrimack for sure.
Yeah. Triple lock Warriors.
Yeah. I mean,
Rutgers still trying to find themselves. Yeah.
Merrimack competed against Princeton. They held VCU to the lowest point total in the season so far, and they beat Vermont by 14. I think Merrimack gets up for this game against Rutgers here. Take the points, lock it.
I'm with you, and I this is what I mean. I cashed on St. Peter's the other night, but St. Peter's in the points, and I cashed on them beating Wagner in the opener. So I guess I'm 2-0 on Rutgers. Let's go for 3-0.
Yep.
Triple lock. Merrimack plus the points. Littlecock is heading to Tulsa, Oklahoma. Tulsa's laying 11.5 points. Lay it. Mac, what are you doing here?
I was kind of torn on this one. I think I'm going to lay it too. I think that line's telling. Little Rock's a mess this year.
Bieniek?
Which is surprising to me, at least. I'm going to take the points with Little Rock, but they do have Arkansas next, so not pulling the trigger there.
Jackson State's heading to Western Kentucky to take on the Tops. Tops are laying 15.5. Give me Jackson State plus the points. Gosh, I'm thinking about betting this one.
I'll nudge you here. They've been competitive in these road games. High Point, Vandy, and then Western Kentucky's got Kentucky next. I think off that big Lipscomb win, you got Kentucky on deck. Let's go. Jackson State.
Let's go. Tigers. We Tigers on this podcast to quote the great Ed Orgeron. Bieniek, triple lock?
Yes, sir. Let's go. Because Cocked on Napkin has this at plus 12.5. I agree with the spot what Max said. So, yeah, let's triple lock this.
What is best in life? To crush your enemies, see them driven before you.
Where the hell is the sound drop? Here we go. Triple lock on Jackson State. Southern Miss heading to Brookings, South Dakota to take on Jackrabbits. Jackrabbits laid 6.5 points. I'm going to lay it. Mac?
I think we should. I actually really like South Dakota State here. Back at home, actually playing in Brookings. Southern Miss, this is a far-ass trip here. Who knows where that locker room is at with Corbello. South Dakota State drills them by 15. Let's go.
I like it. I like it. Jackrabbits minus the points. Bieniek?
I'm gonna take South Dakota State here, but I'm not gonna bet it. They're heading to the Cayman Islands this weekend.
Georgetown's laying 13.5 against Mount St. Mary's. Georgetown looked like shit the other day, man.
What do we do here?
I'm taking Mount St. Mary's. Little brother right there. Give me Mount St. Mary's in the points.
Yeah, they have won 2 in a row. They are playing better under our guy Donnie Lind. I'll take the points too. I'm not laying double digits with Ed Cooley in Georgetown ever. So points.
Bieniek?
I'm gonna take Georgetown here. I am still waiting to see what I've got from this Georgetown team so far, but I got nothing more. Honestly,
They haven't covered any. They haven't covered.
I'm going to take the
Lays. Any of these big games yet? Georgetown.
Yeah. Cal Poly's getting 17.5. Lock against Arizona State. Arizona State's got New Mexico on deck. That's a border battle, to quote the great Patty C. Well, this game and my point was Albuquerque. Yeah. Give me the points. They're going to stay within this. Mac?
I do like the way that they're playing. I'll join you. Let's go. Arizona State can't cover all these games.
Exactly. Let's go. Mustangs, baby. That John Madden money. Amen to anyone that John Madden, by the way, big supporter on dome football. Should never be played inside football. Bieniek, I know that's an attack on your Detroit Lions. And that I'm going to
take the points here. I'm going to take the points, but Arizona State has impressed me so far this season, and they've dressed up a couple of scores late. And I don't want to mess around with that. So I'm just going to take the points.
All right, let's go to Birmingham. Game of the night, some might say. The Illini catching 8.5. It's not at the Jungle. I'm sorry, it's not at the Jungle. It's, you know what I'm talking about, Tuscaloosa. Catching 8.5. I think Bama is going to put it on them. I'm going to lay the 8.5. Mac, what are you doing here?
I think I'm going to take Illinois. I don't like. I think that they're getting a number that they would get if they were actually playing on their home floor. Yeah, they'll have a majority of the crowd, but it's not the same as playing in that arena. I think Illinois stays within the number here.
Bieniek?
I'm going to lay the points with Bama. This is the first game after Purdue, and Illinois still has so many new pieces to this team. They brought back literally nobody from last year's Elite Eight team.
Yeah.
Whereas Alabama literally has everybody. So this is a bet on a bounce back for Alabama. But personally, I'm not betting on it because Houston's after this. So, and they're heading out to Vegas for that Players Era thing. So I'm going to stay away, but Bama's the play.
If I'm going to wait and bet Illinois before the tip, hopefully I can get close to 10. People love Bama right now.
UC Davis catching 15.5 against Grand Canyon. It's too many points. Give me UC Davis. Can be talked into a lock here.
I think I want to take Davis. I think, like you said, I think Grand Canyon is still living off preseason expectations. Fringe lock for me too. No, what do you like here?
I am going to late with Grand Canyon. For me, this is like Canyon off the loss, and Davis again. I mentioned this on another game. Davis bottom 50 in the country when it comes to foul rate per game. Canyon loves to get to the line, 28th most free throws per game. I'll go with the Lopes here.
Colby, who's better, Grand Canyon or Stanford? Grand Canyon, probably.
If it's at home, I like Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
Neutral. I still think I go Grand Canyon, even on a neutral.
Max is trying to do a tough job. Yeah. That's why.
No, I'm just asking, like, because they just played at Stanford. The line was 13. They were right there the entire time. I think they say within this number. I kind of want to bet Davis plus 16.5.
Who does Grand Canyon have on deck besides this one?
Norfolk State.
I'll still bet it. Let's go.
Let's go.
Davis plus 15.5. Let's go. Aggie. Long Beach State's catching 33.5 points.
Don't take the points here. Who is Mark Few's?
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's fair.
They're gonna run
this. I actually think we should probably lock Gonzaga.
I thought about it. It is.
I'll lay it. Noah?
I don't love so yes, I was not going to take Long Beach State here. I think this is a Mark Few wants to just murder this program type game.
Didn't he call it out last year too?
Yes. I think he
did. If I remember correctly, I think he called this out.
I think he did it with class. I think he said shout out to Dan Munson and whatever for getting them into the big dance. I don't think he went at Long Beach State or anything.
I could have swore he said something like it's crazy that the season's not even done, and I thought there was like hints at like what the hell are you doing?
Oh no! He called him out. He went at the press conference. He's handled it with real class, real classy. I can't say the same about Long Beach.
Yes.
Health insurance and things like that. Everybody in the world gets extended
because they cut off his health insurance too for his family.
Oh, they're gonna.
Let's lock. Let's lock.
Gonzaga by 60.
Yeah.
They're gonna
Let's go.
I hope this cash is for you guys, but I'm also going to stay away from it. Gonzaga's heading to the Bahamas next. Like, that's a huge
What a dickhead move, by the way, to cut off his insurance before the fucking season ended. What a piece. I'm glad I lost it. I mean, I wish I had my money back, but I'm saying, like, fuck that team, dude. That's fucked up, man. Season's not even done, and they're cutting off your insurance early.
And
great pull, Mac. I'm surprised you even pulled that up that quickly.
The only thing, I guess, if you want to take Long Beach is Dutcher's assisted as the head coach at Long Beach, but they saw San Diego. They're not going to be scared of Long Beach.
They have not played good. No.
Yeah, especially on the defensive side of the ball, I feel like, which is their MO, or San Diego State's MO. So, Prairie View. What a transition. They're getting 13.5 in Fresno at that Save Mart Center. Bring your membership. Why do I feel like we should take Prairie View?
I kind of like Fresno though this year.
I do too, and they're off a loss, so maybe I'm full of shit. I think. Give me Fresno.
I'm gonna lay with Fresno as well.
Bieniek?
I'm gonna take the points. Jury's still out on Fresno. I don't think they should be laying close to 10 against anybody right now.
Norfolk State's catching 15.5 at Stanford. Oh God.
Stanford keeps fucking us up.
Oh man. It's a far trip, man.
What are we picking this game at?
15.5.
Is this the one? This has got to be the one. Or they don't cover.
I'll take the points with you. No lock.
Yeah.
You want to lock this? I'm asking you. I'm not saying like I'm inclined to bet this. I'm saying, were you about to lock this?
I'm tempted, but it is their third straight road game. Norfolk's actually played a bunch of home games this year. Shout out to them. Stanford's covered every game right around this number. Every number is between 13 and 17. I'll go on Norfolk State. This is the one that Stanford doesn't cover.
Bieniek?
I am going to take the points with Sparty. Yeah, I don't love it. I could pick either side, honestly, but I'll take the points.
UTEP is doing their two-step, coming right into UC Santa Barbara. The fuck's the name of this gym again? I forget, but Santa Barbara's laying 7.5.
Thunderdome.
I think we should lock UTEP.
I don't hate it. I mean, they are off 2 road losses here. They're coming in Santa Barbara. They've been playing with fire these last couple games. I think UTEP's live. Let's go.
Let's go.
Golden.
Sprinkle the money line. I agree. Sprinkle the money line here. UTEP. Bieniek?
UC Santa Barbara's defense worries me a little bit, but UTEP is supposed to be like the more defensive program, in my opinion. And lately they have been, but they lead the country in foul rate. And UC Santa Barbara loves to get to the line. 77.5% from the free throw line so far this season. I think if you're going to handicap any sort of stats so far into the season, just 4 or 5 games in, it has to be around the free throw line, because that's kind of the more consistent, things you can look at so far. And I think Santa Barbara might be able to pull away late in this game, hit some shots late at the stripe, and they cover the number.
Yeah. No, UTEP. San Jose State. It's catching 19.5 at the Galen Center there. Los Angeles, California against USC. Bounce back spot for USC. That's a big number though, man.
Yeah, this is a large number.
No, I gotta go Sparty. Like I think USC will be in control this whole game, win by 16, 17. Mac?
San Jose just has vibes of a team that will cover the entire way and then fucking sell out at the end and somehow lose by 20. It'll be like a 6-point game the entire way. I'll take the points, but I'm not betting them. I don't need to go through that pain at the end of the game.
Bieniek?
Yeah, I'm also in the same boat. Yeah, I'll take Sparty in the points, but I'll stay away from betting it. USC off of the Cal loss, they might be in the mood to put up 20 or run it up by 20, but I'll take the points.
Pepperdine heading into Vegas a year ago. They were on our flight to Vegas. The coach tells us, one of our assistant coaches said, we're like, we should take you guys. He's like, hell no. Yeah. So we didn't, and they did get destroyed. We should have bet the other side, but of course we didn't.
He's so honest.
Yeah. I will take the points in this one though. I don't know what that UNLV. I hate taking UNLV as a heavy favorite. Give me the points and the waves. Mac?
I was gonna say Pepperdine is almost kind of a fringe lock for me here. I mean, UNLV, they fuck around in these games with their big favorites. It wouldn't shock me if Pepperdine won outright.
They do fuck around in these games, but I'm gonna take the running Rebs. Pepperdine's been an early season fade of mine so far this season. Ooh. It's worked to a point. It's 2-1. We're gonna take UNLV here.
Does it matter? This is a stretch here. So Jerry Tarkanian's wife died yesterday. Right? But from a different point of view here, apparently she was like all the legendary Rebs would like, she was like a mother to them. Mm-hmm. Is there any chance that could be I mean, I know I'm in the weeds here, but I'm saying, is there an angle there?
Enough of an angle where I won't bet Pepperdine, but I can't lock UNLV. I can say that.
She was loved, I think, in Vegas, like with the players, way more than I think your traditional coaching legend, your coaching legend's wife. But yeah, and thoughts and prayers out to the Tarkanian family. Big Jerry. You guys should pick up Dan Wetzel did a book on Jerry Tarkanian. That's fantastic. I forget the name of it, but it's a very fun read. Fun game. Northern Colorado at Cal Baptist. This is a fun game.
Yep.
I think Cal Baptist is going to get them. I'm going to lay the 5.5.
I've been impressed with Northern Colorado. I thought that they should have covered the other night. I'm going to lock up Northern Colorado. I think they may win outright. I love them here. Right there on this road trip. You want to do a late night battle?
I don't like it like that. Baptist did win by 4 the last time they played, which is I think a couple of years ago. Mac is locking up Northern Colorado plus 5.5, plus 200 on the money line.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna stay away. Bieniek, what are you doing here?
Northern Colorado pissed down their legs late against Washington State the other night. I'm going to take the points here, and I'm going to stay away.
The Bengals of Idaho State are heading into Pauley Pavilion to take on UCLA. Idaho State was in just a rock fight there with Fullerton the other night. I watched almost the whole entire fucking game.
Great game.
Yeah, it was a fun one. Catching 23 and a half, shop around, depending on what side you're on. Man, they've been on the road for a minute though, right? Weren't they in San Diego? Yeah. Damn. And at USC. Yeah, I'll take UCLA. I'll take UCLA minus the points.
They've covered like every game.
Yeah. UCLA's blown out a couple teams too. Bieniek, that theory is I think out.
It hasn't the UCLA theory has not worked for me, but Idaho State's been a little bit of a cash cow of mine so far this season.
Bengals. I'll take the points.
Yeah, I'm gonna go against UCLA one more time here. Give me the points with the Bengals.
UCLA has Fullerton on deck. No, I like, if anything, I think Fullerton's where I would buy the points against UCLA. Give me UCLA minus the points. No lock though. All right, folks, that's our show. Top plays of the night. Well, I feel like Gonzaga was just added to the card. That will be one of my 3 favorite locks. I mean, I really feel like the fucking Long Island Sharks are being disrespected. So Long Island will be number 2. And at 3, at 3, man, there's a lot that I like. At 3, give me Stony Brook.
I like it.
Mac, where are you going?
Gonzaga was number 1 just for the angle, and Gonzaga with playing in the WCC, I think goes out of their way to run shit up too, because they got to pad the stats as much as possible. So I think they win by 50 tomorrow night. Number 2, I would say, is going to be the Jackrabbits. I like them a lot at home with Southern Miss having to go up there, laying the 6.5. And then number 3, let's go with the Leopards of Lafayette against Rhode Island in 15 days.
I do like that one. I do like that one, actually. That one is right there for me. Bieniek.
Favorite play is Purdue Fort Wayne against Penn State. Penn State coming off of that Virginia Tech win. They're going to an MTE later on this week. Daytona. Jacksonville is my second favorite play. They are playing Virginia Tech. Coming off the Penn State game, they're going to Fort Myers this weekend, and they have Michigan next. And then Siena catching 25.5 points against Xavier after the Wake Forest 15-point win. They're heading down to Fort Myers as well. Little Florida vacation fade for me.
Love it. Folks, give Noah Bieniek a follow on Twitter at NoahB77_. And shout out to John, who said he watched his first Rob Donaldson podcast the other day. Look, check that out. Rob's always doing great work. Rob Donaldson. Is that the name of it? Is that it's just called Rob Donaldson podcast, or is it?
It's okay. On YouTube. Yep.
Folks, get on over there and check it out. Rob's the fucking man. And hell of a nice guy as well, and very knowledgeable. Check that out. Moneyline Max on Twitter at Moneyline_Mac. I'm on Twitter at DColbyD. The College Basketball Experience is on Twitter at TCE on SGPN. Also, please, we're trying to get to 15,000 subscribers by New Year's, and people have told us it's impossible. You have the power to take and steal someone's phone and subscribe. All right. The holidays are right around the corner. You'll be sitting there at Thanksgiving with, more than likely, your family, and you could say, "Hey, this is the one time a year I see Linda. Hey, Linda, let me see your phone, if you don't mind for a second. I just want to show you a video." And then you just say, "It's not there. I was just going to show you a video," but you type in the College Basketball Experience really quick and you hit like and subscribe and sneak that in there. And say, "I can't find it online anymore." I'm all about rigging the election. All right. Rig this system. All right. You go into the iTunes store, the iTunes store. You go into Apple. You go into the Apple store. See all those phones sitting there? Gotta just load those things up. Welcome to UAB. He's done this before. Shout out to him, where you just hit that subscribe button on all that shit. You're gonna be there shopping anyway. You know how many times you got to go to the mall over the next 2 months? It's fucking horrible. I love the holidays, but there's nothing worse than sitting there, just go in there and you're watching your family go around. It's just, oh God, it's just painful. It's painful. You're just sitting there like, why does this hot chocolate not have a ton of every type of drug on the planet inside of it? So what I'm saying is, please, let's do this. 15K. Get on. I mean, somebody, there's someone, that, you're thinking, hey, you kind of like sports. Tell them, please. And I even worse is I see the numbers. When I see 60% are not subscribed to it's insulting to me. It's insulting. It's actually, they say it's a great number to have for the show. And I say, why? I want them to be subscribed because we're going for 15K. All right. This is you are there. You're listening to this right now, but you're being lazy or you're being disrespectful or you think I am a true piece of shit, which someone earlier came in there and definitely thinks I am. But I would say, karma is real. Hit that like and subscribe. If I'm a real piece of shit, I'll get what's coming to me. All right. But first, hit that like and subscribe. And it just takes 2 seconds out of your day. It's right there. Go over to Spotify as a bonus and hit the 5 stars. But really just like and subscribe right here. Let's do this damn thing. Check out the College Football Experience, the FCS College Football Experience. And maybe we will get around to our World War II podcast. I think we got something there. Check out the Sports Gambling Podcast. Check out the College Baseball Experience. Check out the Ryan and Rush Show, the Big 12 Experience, all that stuff.
Actually, I shouldn't say it might be it. It's going to be the bomb. Shout out to the 90s.
Yes. And look, pregame show tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern. I should be promoting that every night, but I've been doing a fucking horrible job. But I mean, it's on brand. Sometimes I go to Noah and he's just like, the hell with this podcast. So anyway, check out the pregame show is great. If you haven't checked that out, you got to get on over there. It is, to me, line movement's a real thing in college hoops. And, you can find edges everywhere. So get on over there, do that. Till next time, this is the College Basketball Experience. You better start thinking about yours. And we out of here.
Mailbox 1. one.
I'm not saying I'm impossible to outsmart my body and soul, or nothing without heart. I'm not saying I'm impossible to outrun my body and soul, or nothing without love. I'm not saying I'm impossible to outdo my body and soul, or nothing without truth. I'm not saying it's impossible, but you're nothing without yourself. We're the obsession to be a part of that, started that. Mind over matter don't matter in the market. I've seen much smarter cats have heart attacks, largely because leaders need lambs to be lethargic. Match wits with the half-wit phantom. I don't need jumper cables or mic cords to analyze an analytical anthem between my two ears, an engine pumping the life force. Force field for your grip on the grievance. Still gonna feel unchallenged, boy stiff. So arrange the pieces to prepare cohesive. All the hard work will go largely ignored if your hands are covered with post-its and paper cuts. You need to have your voice in the vice grip. The one who made it famous ain't the one who made it up. You don't get overtime just for working the night shift. I'm not saying I'm impossible to outsmart my body and soul, or nothing without heart. I'm not saying I'm impossible to outrun my body and soul, or nothing without love. I'm not saying I'm impossible to outdo my body and soul, or nothing without truth. I'm not saying it's impossible, but you're nothing without yourself. Every time I close my eyes, I'm taken to the same place, a playing field, and every contestant's got the game face.